Good morning. We're going to talk about this little shock here. It's the ACV72909503. It came out of an LG front loader, WM3600 HVA is what my washer is. This is supposed to be the dampening shock. There's 3 of these guys up under connected to the drum. The reason I pulled mine out was because the machine started vibrating more so than normal. Upon my investigation of one of these guys, like I said, I got 3 of them here. First thing I did was grabbed it and pulled it, and I noticed this here. Okay, so if you pull these guys out and you see this right here, that is not broken. That is a design that LG incorporated, because what this guy does, it sits. Let's see if I can get it out to that point. If you look, you can see. Let's see if I can catch the light just right. But anyway, right in here, there is a lot of wear. So it sits right about there. And this is all it's meant to do. When you have a very unbalanced load, this guy will catch the load and support it when it hits. But it does not give a lot. That right there is what is dampening your vibration. So don't automatically assume this guy is your culprit. There is a sensor on top of the machine, on top of the drum, I'm sorry. It is for anti-vibration, and what it does, the computer reads how much movement's going on. And if it determines that you have something really unbalanced or wrong, then that sensor stops the drum, makes it tumble, and it'll start spinning and read that vibration until it determines that it has broken up your clothes enough to successfully spin without damaging the equipment. And if it cannot get that done, then it will stop and throw a code so that you have to go in there and manually break up those clothing articles that have stuck to the side of the drum. All right. So again, this guy here, there's replacements out there on the internet. The LG is a horrible, horrible company to work with. I spent a week with them just on this part alone, trying to understand if it's meant to have this or not. I did a numerous amount of research online to find other people that gave me the information I was looking for and said that this, if I replace this part with the exact same part, it's going to come like that right there. So don't go out and buy them. Don't waste your money. There are other brands that do not have this feature. And that was what I replaced this guy with, which made it a lot worse. And that's what sent me down the rabbit hole. But theirs is like this all the way down. Now, it had, some fins here that look like, something that was meant to catch air and cool, but it did not have this feature. Okay. It was just a straight shaft. None of these guts, which I'm going to try to pull it apart real quick so you can see what the guts look like. Show you how to put it back together. I took this guy after I found that information that it is designed to do this that much, 1/4 inch. There's resistance there now. I mean, that's just not just free flowing. There's a little bit of resistance there, but it's not that resistance. You see what I'm saying? That resistance right there is what saves your machine when you have a very bad unbalance. Okay, this is for the machine getting up to speed and leveling out, and then this guy will sit there and just do this right here and catch all that vibration. Okay, so again, I'm gonna take this apart real quick so y'all can see. Hopefully that'll help somebody out there. Do not buy the ones that are just like this here and don't have this piece here. If you're going to replace it with one of these guys, because that, if you look in there, I don't know if my light will catch it or not, but you see inside of there, and when I pull it apart, you'll see what this is. But that right there is a design to this shock. And if somebody else has some proof out there otherwise, please share it. Because I've looked all over the internet and I cannot find any information on this. All right, so you got to get these tabs, which are a pain in the booty. All right, once you get those tabs, pull this guy apart. Okay, that's that piece that you see in there moving back and forth. All right, now inside of here, you've got that white ring inside. That white ring is another bushing down here, like up on top, to guide this rod, keep from damaging this plastic. All right, you can see that. Now it fits down in the slots. I'm not gonna pull that guy out because there's no point in it. It's nothing relevant to show. But let's see if I can get this light down in here so you can see what's in there. There we go. All right, see that bush in there? All right, now take note of those two slots, that slot and that slot. This guy right here has guides on it. Let's see. I don't know if the lights, that's helping or hurting it. But if you see that's sticking up there, that guide will go into that slot. Okay? That slot right there on the bottom, and the one on very opposite of it. Okay? And what that does, it keeps it from working back and forth in this motion. All right, now if you take this off, and I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like fixing it. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take it off because I mean, there it goes. All right, so what I did, I cleaned the shaft up, re-greased it, which I'm gonna have to do again because I took it apart. Re-greased it. Then you take this thing, and all this does, and you can see how dirty it is. So over the years, it's picking up metal that's slightly wearing off of here. But all this guy does, and you can tell it's nothing fancy about it. It don't match up. It don't match up. When I put these guys back together, it's hard to do that. It wants to come apart. But all they did was split it right down the middle there and stuck it in there. There's nothing fancy about it. Inside of there, there's nothing in there to hold it or anything like that. All three of them I took apart. They were all the same. Nothing significant about it. I'm trying to make this fast because I know nobody wants to sit in and watch a 4-hour video on a little part that's insignificant. But you see that? You just put it back in there like that. Make sure that they're fairly even on both sides, because those are worth catching that vibration. Look, if I stick this guy down in here, line my little pieces up. So if you see my finger there, that right there is what you're seeing come up, and that's as far as it goes. That's as far as it goes. But those pieces sticking out like that, that is what's absorbing all of your bumping. If these things are like smushed down, wore out, then it's gonna make a clicking sound. That's what you're gonna hear, because it's gonna be hitting up against this white piece. All right, it catches up inside of this guy here. All right, so if you're hitting a clicking with this guy, when you're taking and going like this here, to checking that, and if you hear a click of plastic, then these things have either gotten out of line, or they're so compacted that you're gonna have to need to replace it. So that's what your fail points are. There's this little spongy, I don't know what kind of material that is. It's not rubber. It's some kind of spongy material. I truly believe it's designed to fail. But at any rate, so to put this guy back in, you can't stick this in and then try to shove this in, because what you'll wind up doing is shoving that out the bottom, and it just won't line up right. So what I do, get a little grease on my finger, put it right on the end of the shaft here. Don't need a lot. Just enough to coat it, as you can see. I got a little excess there, but just enough to coat it. And you can stick the rest of it inside of it. It don't matter. And what I do, just stick it on there, and I take my fingers flat like so to hold that thing in place, and I just push it up there. You're pushing these more so than that white plastic. That white plastic's already going to stay in place because these things are trying to expand. All right. So now I've got that up on it. As far as you need to go with it. You don't need to go all the way on. Again, these guide pins, we're going to stick that guy down in there. Find those pins, and what they do, see, now I can't twist this guy. Okay? If I miss that pin, that guide, then I can twist it. You see? You don't want that. So if you pull these things apart, make sure that you find those little guides and line it back up. All right, see? Like I say, I can't twist it now. All right. Get this guy right here, down here where it belongs. All right. Make sure those are in. And there you go. It's back together. Now look. Still got it. Still got it. But there's no clicking. There's nothing. And I've got plenty of resistance there. So all in all, my friends, I hope this helps you. Like I say, if anybody has a true schematic of this or more information in regards to this, maybe it's something that actually tells us what this tolerance is, of how much this is supposed to move, please share it. Because like I say, everything I'm finding online, people are buying these parts and they're saying, hey, that's still there. So they're wasting their money and wasting their time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know your experiences. You know, we put our knowledge together. We can make things happen.